meantime, guys, please invite your friends over here as they will also get a chance to win QR coins. In between our sessions, we'll be having some quizzes like we did yesterday. All right. Okay, so I have shared my screen. Someone in the chat or maybe just unmute yourself and let me know if my screen is visible.
Yes, it is visible.
All right, awesome. Okay, so let's just wait one more minute. We'll start at exactly 11 a.m. Okay, and by the way, just wanted to ask, like those who are here today, like did you attend our my previous session yesterday? Like I know Toothless attended. Like I don't know about others. So if anyone else was there, okay, Aditya was there. Nice. Okay, so if you had any doubt from the previous session, like already we kept it very simple yesterday. Today will be major topics like swings, list, and all. So just let me know if you have any doubt from the previous sessions. Otherwise, we'll start in 1 minute.
Shubham,
Yeah. Yes, yes, sir.
yeah, refer to the Even Doubts channel once.
Okay. How can I access event video and for notes not showing? Acha, is this for everyone? Like the notes for previous session was not available. Like were you not able to open? Like Tiasa, can you check that link? Because if I open it, obviously it will open for me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. And to access the event video, the event recording will be shared in event recordings channel. Okay. Like after today's session or maybe at the end, we will share. Okay. Side this you will there's no
Ah,
such a set.
I need access.
Okay, you need access. Okay,
Ah, request sent.
but I shared it like this only. Okay, I forgot to maybe change it. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, I'll share it again. Yesterday's one. Sorry for that, guys. Maybe I'm mistaken. Okay, okay, no worries. I'll send a new link. Okay. Okay, anything else which you wanted to ask? Yeah, Ujjwal said that how to access the event video. So, like I said, event video will be shared in the events recording channel by today. Okay. And Syed, there's no certificate. We all are here to learn. Okay. It's just a live workshop where you get to interact with us, where you get to ask your doubts currently, when if you have anything. Okay. And obviously, we are giving some QR coins also for you to redeem. So, all right. So let's start then. Or shall I wait for 2 more minutes? Like if your friends are still joining, just let me know. I'll just wait for 1 or 2 more minutes. All right, so let's begin. So, like we said yesterday, we discussed some very basic things. like Python operators. Okay, and now we'll be starting with some major topics in Python. Okay, like this will help you a lot. So those who missed the yesterday's session, it's no big deal. We only discussed some Python operators like multiplication, addition, subtraction, that kind of thing. Okay, now we'll be covering the major topics, which is first is the strings. So what is strings? Okay, so see, string is a immutable order of sequence of characters. Okay, so just highlight this point.
Shubham, zoom in.
Yeah, hello.
Shubham, zoom in. Zoom in the screen.
Okay, sure, sure. Is it visible, or should I zoom in more?
No, it's perfect now.
It's perfect,
It's
right? Okay, great. So yeah, like I was saying, so string is immutable. Okay, and order of sequence. Okay, so it's ordered obviously, and now see, computers do not deal with characters, right? We all know that computers know only binary, ones and zeros, correct? So what it does is that first it will convert this character to a number, okay, which is called encoding. Now I am sure, like if you are into programming and all, you must have heard this term ASCII and Unicode and all. So these are the things. So what it does is that it converts the character into a number, which is called encoding, and again the reverse process is called decoding. And Python, in Python, the string is a sequence of Unicode characters. Okay, so here Unicode is used to encode and decode. Okay, so to learn more about Unicode, I have even provided the link. You can go over here and just see. So let's start with basic examples. So see, we write strings using these codes. Okay, so let me just type in here to make it easy. So for example, we can use either double quotes or single quotes to write, and inside this quotes we write anything which we want to print. Okay, so for example, I want to print hi there. Okay, so we can simply print it. Just run this, and all these three lines will be printed. Okay, at first it will take some time as the notebook is compiling and all. All right. So see, we printed this with double quotes. We printed this with single quotes. Again with single quotes, and it's all get printed. Okay. So this is how you can use a string in Python. It's very easy. Just use double or single quotes. Okay. Now we can also assign string to a variable. Like here we just printed out, but you can also assign it to variable. So like I just have a motto like learn, earn, redeem, and intern. Okay. So just play it over here, and you can see that see motto gets printed, correct? So you can print anything. Okay, it can be a number also. There's no such thing like only characters should be there. Okay, you can even store say I stored some kind of different characters, this different symbol. So it can be anything. A string can comprise of anything. All that you just have to remember is that it will be between inside these quotes. Okay, the double quotes. All right. And now let's move further. Now the type of motto, if we check the type, like what's the type? It's string, like we said. In double quotes it is, so it's a string. Str stands for string. Okay. Now let's print this one out and see what gets wrong over here. All right, so see, we get a syntax error. Okay, and syntax error points out over here. So what's the error over here? See, I did the same thing. I enclosed it within the double quotes, but uh, the mistake over here is that I'm typing another double quote. Okay, although it's my string, like which I wanted to print, like Subham said, who is there, but what Python understand is that it started over here with this double quote first, and then ended here. So others after this it reads as some kind of like outer one. Okay, so it just thinks that inside this one is the string, but we want to print the whole thing, whole line. Okay, this whole line, like Subham said, who is there. So to handle this, Python provides three very simple ways. Okay, so first is that instead of double quotes, you can use single quotes. Like for example, यहाँ पे तुम लोग quotes use करना चाहते थे, right? Like who is there? You wanted to use double quotes. So what you can simply do, let me just show you over here only, so that it will be more. I'm using single quotes outside. Okay, like I mentioned, you can use single quotes or double quotes to print a string. And now if I run it, it will get printed. See, so this is a very simple way. Like अंदर में यदि तुमको कभी double quotes use करना हो, just use single quotes outside. Or if you want to use single quotes inside, just use double quotes inside outside. Okay, it's just vice versa. Okay, so let me just correct it. Our original code was this. This was the error which we were getting. All right, and now let's go. So this was the first method which I showed you. Second is using triple quotes. Okay, so what's triple quotes, you will be asking. So if I have taken an example over here, yeah, okay, great. So let's go line by line from here. Okay, so like I said, single quotes, you can put it in single quotes and print. So here I printed, it's printing. Now again I want to, I'm keeping it under single quotes and printing this, but here you will get an error. And why is that? See, I typed here watts, right? And the single quotes again end over here. Now to counter this kind of problem, like for example, when inside the string you are using double quotes also and single quotes both, okay, then what you can do is that use triple quotes. So how to use triple quotes? Here I have shown. Just enclose the your string with this and just print. Very easy. All right. Now, obviously, the main thing escape sequence, like as in every programming languages, it's not such different in Python also. Here also you have escape sequences. So those who are not familiar with escape sequences, it's basically like a backslash is provided just before this character. Like for example, if I want to print this single quote, right? But obviously, if I print it, then the Python will misunderstand, like I showed over here, that it's ending over here. So what you can do is that provide a backslash before that, and it will escape it. Like it will just think of it like it's not ending. Okay. So when I print it out, it will get printed. So a very basic thing, like it's in every programming language, but this is different. Okay. This is only in Python, and this is what we were taught yesterday about the readability. Okay. Now, these were the basic things. I hope it's clear. If you have any doubt or anything, just let us know in the event doubts channel. Okay. So let me just check if you have any doubts. What if we just concatenate them? Yeah, we'll be getting over the concatenate also. Don't worry. Right now, if you have anything to ask, okay. So this was all about string. Now let's go to the string operations. Okay. So already someone asked like about the concatenation and all. So here we are covering that also. Don't worry. So now joining of two or more strings is called concatenation. Those who are not familiar with these terms, okay. Now the plus operator does this in Python. Okay, it just basically combines two string in simple language, and the this asterisk operator, the multiplication operator, which we talked about yesterday, it what it does is that it repeats the same string. Okay, so for example, if I want to print hello three times, then what I'll do is that I'll simply multiply this with three. Okay, so these are some basic operations, string operations, which we say. Okay, so now let me just print this out and show you. So str1 I stored hello, str2 string 2 I stored world, and now what I'm doing is that I'm using this plus sign to concatenate. So str1 plus str2 is equals to hello world, like str plus 1 str2. Okay, it should give me hello world. So it's giving me hello world. Okay, and now if I want to print hello three times also, I just multiply it with three and it gets printed hello hello hello. Cool. I hope it's clear. It's really very easy. Nothing but selfie. Now, if you have any tasks, just ask in the event doubts channel. Okay. Now the string membership test. Okay. So we can test if a substring exists in a string or not using the keyword in. Like if you guys remember, yesterday we talked about this in. Okay, membership operator. If you remember. Okay. So like for example, if I want to check whether M is in Subham. Okay, it's my first name. So if I just run this, it will say true. Why? Because M is present. Correct? At the end. Now if I check that, hey, tell me whether M is in Surana. It's my surname. So it says false. It's not there. Okay. So just a basic example to see how the in works. See, we'll be using this kind of thing for in loops and all. Okay. So don't get just lost in this. like just wait, all this will be used. I'm just telling you about this so that you don't miss this out, okay? Now, next, moving on, we have keyword argument. Okay. So yesterday we talked about input and output. Okay. Like the most basic built-in functions in Python were the print function and input function, right? We use print function to display the output, and we use input function to take input from the user, right? As the name only suggests, right? Now we are going into some more advanced, into some more details about the print function first. Okay. So see, this print function, it's already a built-in function. It takes some two important arguments which you should remember, I guess. Okay. Because you will be using this a lot of time. So the first is sep, which stands for separator. Okay. And the third one is end. Okay. End. Okay. Like obviously the name suggests. So by default, separator is always sets to none. So for example, when I print this hello world, it will obviously always print hello and world, okay, together. But we can separate it with maybe a just space, okay, or without space. This is the default. And the end is obviously set default to a new line. Okay, backslash n is new line. We covered this in yesterday topic. So it's obviously default to defaultly set to new line. So let's run this and see. So here this hello world will be in two different one. Okay, okay. Let me show this. Ah, sorry. Mhm. Copy it again. No. Yeah. So let's run this now. Okay. So by default, see, separator, we can separate it with nothing. Okay, and we can do it with this one separator, like as it's shown over here. Okay. And now over the end, like if I just print hello and world, obviously it will be printed in different two different lines. Okay, because by default it was a new line. Okay. So in two different lines it get printed. But what if we change the ending one? Okay, what if we change it to a space? Just we keep it space. So now it will print hello and world within the same line. Okay, here it was in two different lines, now it will be in the same line. So hello world gets printed in the same line. Same goes with Subham Surana. Like I just separated it with comma and a space. So Subham comma space Surana. Okay, I hope this is clear about the print function. These are the two basic keywords. Okay, so sep and end. Okay, I hope you will remember this one. Now moving on to the alien len. So it's a built-in function to check the length of any object. Okay. So for example, if I want to check the length of this string, Subham Surana, so it says, hey, the length of this it's 30. Okay. So it basically returns the number of characters over here in a string if we use for a string. And it's also used for different purposes like to count how many elements are there in a list and all. Okay. And we'll be covering this further. But for now, for string, to count how many characters are there in a string, we use alien len function. Okay, len is like in length. Okay, so it's easy to remember like this, alien length. Now let's go to the string methods. Okay, now first of all, see, methods and functions are two different things. Okay, in programming language, methods is a different thing and function is a different thing. Okay, so see, I think I have mentioned it over it. Yeah, so see, these three above are, yeah, so see, len, type, length we already covered right now only, so you'll remember this one. Len is a function. Type, like we covered this yesterday, type is a function. Print is a function. And why is this? Like you can just figure this out easily because it uses parenthesis. Okay, so after len you have to type parenthesis. After type you will have to type parenthesis. Okay, so notice they use parenthesis and accept one or more arguments. But a method in Python, it behaves similarly like a function. Okay, but what it does is that it uses dot notation. Okay, dot notation as in, yeah, see, here's the example. So for example, sample string dot lower. This is the just a basic difference. Okay, I hope this is clear about the method and function, like what are the two basic difference between them. Okay. And methods are specific to data type for a particular variable. So remember this, it's specific. Okay, so for example, for string we have lower, okay, but for list we will not have lower, okay, like obviously, okay. So it's specific to a different data types. But length, these functions, they are not specific. You can use type for integer, you can use type to check the list, you can use type to check the string, everything, okay. So these are the some basic difference, okay. So here I mentioned just an image of various methods which you can use for a string. So see, like I mentioned, Python is very English. Just by looking at the name, you can know that what does this method do. So capitalize, it will capitalize the whole, like Sebastian, it will just print it out in capitals. So I think I have taken some example. Yeah. So let me just print this out. So see, our initial word was Australia with A in caps. Okay. Now what I did is that I lowered everything. So now everything will be in lower. So see, A also gets in lowered. Now we can also check if everything's in this string is lowered. So by using is lower, and it will say false. No, because one character is in caps. Now we can also count like how many times a string is occurring, like this substring A is occurring. So we can say 1 2 3. So it's occurring 3 times. No, okay, sorry, wait. Okay, sorry, yeah, it was caps. Okay, so this one is in caps. Okay, so it's capital A. So obviously it's different. So these are the two. Okay, so here it printed two. Similarly, we can find A. So it will just find A. How many times A appears? Okay, I hope this is clear. It's you can just go and out. You can just check this out. Okay, by yourself. Okay,
Sir,
just use it. Just dot capitalize. You can do and check yourself. It won't take much time. Now let's go to the next part, the string formatting. So guys, this is the very important part over here. Okay. So till now, if you have any doubt, just let me know. Like you can unmute yourself and ask, or just ask in the events doubt channel. Okay.
excuse me, sir.
Let me know your screens, Subham.
Yeah. Sorry.
Sir, sir, how it
Uh,
becomes?
I didn't hear you. Like, can you just write in the chat box, or please unmute yourself again and let me know.
Sir, I'm asking that how it become two and
All
five.
right, might be a mistake. Like, okay, so let's move further. So the string formatting part. Okay, so till now we have covered the methods and all everything. Now this is the very important part in string. Okay, because you will be using, like in machine learning, you obviously use this a lot. Okay, to format your string and all. Okay, so now let's formatting with modulo operator. We covered this operator in yesterday also. So let me just check, like if you remember. So write in the event discussion channel, like if you remember what we use modulo operator. Come on fast. Just let me know in the event discussion channel if you remember what we use modulo operator for. Like yesterday we covered this. So whoever answers first gets some QR coins from us. Let's see. So just let me know in the event discussion channel what does this modulo operator is used for. So that I also know that yeah, you were attentive previously. Comparison, comparison, as in toothless. That's what reminder. That's correct. Right. Toothless. I guess you will need some revision. We use it for right. Yeah, 3% to gives reminder. Correct. So it will give you a reminder of one. All right. So now let's move on. So here you can format your string with modulo operator, like it's common in I think in every language. Okay, so we'll see this with an example also over here. So as you can see, Subham Surana is conducting this Python workshop, and I ended it over here with a double quotes. Okay, and now this percentage s. So S stands for like in any string. Okay, if I want to insert a string, called this is Python is a string, so I will use here modulo S. Okay, So Subham Surana is conducting the modulo s. Instead of modulo s, what Python will do is that it will insert this string in Python. Okay. And now if I want to insert some number over here, we can use percentage d for integers. I mentioned it over here to be remembered, and percentage f for any floating point values, and percentage b for binary format. Okay. So now, as if I just let me run this. So yeah, is conducting the Python workshop. So as you can, the percentage s gets replaced with Python. Okay. And again, the this workshop, the Python workshop. Okay. So again, I mentioned over here Python. Okay. There's another way, one more way you can do this. So the percentages workshop, I have not here formatted. You can see it's currently running. It's just a single line. Okay. But just what I did at the end, I specified this too. Okay. That I want to write Python over here. That just replace the first one with Python and the second one with workshop. So Python just do it automatically. So here Python gets printed and workshop gets printed. So I hope the use of modulo operator is clear to all. Okay. This operator we use to format also in string formatting. We will see a very simple way also. But see, this is the basic way in thing we do in every programming language. Okay. So obviously it's in Python also. But Python has a very, like I said, it's a English kind of thing. So we have a format one. We use this method to format our string. So that, and you also remember this word. Okay. Like it's formatting. Okay. So let's go to the form. Okay. All right. So we have a quiz over here. All right. So get ready. Those who don't know, like who are attending our session right now. So this quiz, I will display you a question, and you will have to send the code to me in the event discussion channel. Okay. And in the event discussion channel, how do you have to send the code is in this way. So let me just show over here. Yeah. So what you do is that let's see the text. Okay. Yeah. So you just type three backticks, one, two, three. These are called backticks. Okay, and just hit enter, and then again type your code. Like just paste your code whichever you have typed. For example, print. Okay, and then again close it with three backticks. So see here you can see it has formatted in a code block. Okay, in the black box. So similar kind of thing is available on Discord also. And backticks, those who don't know, it's just below your escape button. Okay, if you see just below your escape button, there's a symbol called backticks. Okay, the tilde sign and the backtick sign. Okay, so just use three backticks, hit enter, type your code, and end it with three backticks. Okay, and we'll be accepting the code like this only, in this format only. Okay. All right. I hope this is clear. अगर किसी को कुछ भी डाउट है तो एक बार पूछ लो. अगर ये बैकटिक वाला क्लियर नहीं है तो someone will explain you in the channel. Okay, our mods will explain you. So let's get ready. And I hope everyone's this terminal is open. Like if you are using any VS Code or something, just open it right now so that you can code with us. And those who have not yet opened, like what you can do is simply just go to your web browser, whatever browser you are using, and just type Google Colab. So if you type Google Colab and hit search, so the first link over here, as you can see, welcome to Collaboratory Google. Just click on it. A new page will open, and at the below you will see new notebook. Okay, so just click on new notebook, and a new notebook will be created. So those who don't want to open any application right now, you can just use it through your web browser also. And here you can type your code and execute it. I've already shown how to run your code by clicking on it here, print this run cell, and type your code. Okay. So let's get started. Okay. Let me just delete this and delete this. All right. So just let me know first in the event discussion channel who are ready to solve. Okay. So that I just get a gentle reminder that you guys are also here. So just let me know in the event discussion who have opened their terminal and are ready to code. Okay, wait 1 minute. Yeah, sure, I will wait. wait 1 minute. Srijit says yes, that's great. Like the enthusiasm. Yes, great. Nice, nice. So three people are ready. What about rest? Guys, come on, show some enthusiasm. Like you are getting to earn some Q coins also from us, and obviously you are learning also over here. So show some participation. Okay. And Aditya, JFs are disabled over here. All right. So let me just show the question. So the first question is, Miss Ting, remember this name? Miss introduced herself to a girl, approached her. Okay. Now the girl told her that reversing your name forms my name. Okay. Okay. Wait. I think we are not yet covered this, no? Okay. 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 Wait. No. 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 Okay. I think I just misplaced it over here. That's why I was also surprised. Okay. Uh, we'll come back to it again. Okay. Let me just scroll down quick so that you don't see the answers. Okay. Sorry about that. I think I misplaced it by somehow. Okay. Uh, how did this happen? All right. No worries. We'll come back to it again over. Okay. I think I misplaced it. Alright. So let's see some type and type conversion division. Like we discussed this yesterday. Like to check the type, you can just use the type function. Okay. Now, for example, if I want to convert the type of this, so the first one is integer, right? As the Python is also showing. Like if I run this cell, it will say the first one is integer, second one is float, third one is string, and the fourth one is boolean. Okay, true and false. These are the boolean. Okay. Now, what if I want to convert this integer to a float? Okay. So what you can simply do is that just type float. Okay. If you want to convert float integer, just type int, this integer. So it's very easy in Python. Just type float and in the bracket just type whatever you want to convert to float. So let me just print it out and you can see. So 3 was an integer obviously. Like you have seen the what's the type of 75? It's an integer. Now I stored in this variable called decimal and I converted it into float. So now when I printed it, it says 3.0 obviously because 75 is the integer, but 75.0 is an floating number. Okay, we discussed this earlier in our previous session, and we are just revising this. And what's the type of this decimal now? It's a float. Okay, so let's see one more example. So let me just print this out. So see, I scored 15 marks in this. Okay. So obviously now, for example, if I wanted to add this, okay, like we were talking about concatenation. अगर मैं यहाँ पे like if I have written 15 over here, like just marks, okay. So if I have written like I scored itna marks in this subject in this semester, okay. So subject is a string, it will get concatenated. Semester is a string, it will get concatenated. But let me just run this as see, we are getting an error. It says can only concatenated string, okay, not an integer. I hope you are able to see this. So since it's an integer, we are not able to concatenate it and print it out, okay. So to solve this issue, what we do is that we simply convert it, okay. Let me just convert it. We convert it using the string str, okay. And now if I print it out, it will easily be get printed, okay. So I scored 15 in maths during my first semester. I hope this is clear, okay. A very basic thing like type conversion. Now moving on, we are coming to our new the list. We have covered strings, and now we are moving on to the our next big topic of this session, which is list. Okay, so see, what is list first? Okay, let's talk about it. So list is one of the most common and basic data structures in Python. Okay, trust me, guys, you will be using list a lot. Okay, for everything you will be using either list or dictionary in Python. Okay, so what is list? List is a mutable. First of all, remember this that you can mutate it. It's ordered. Okay, it has some order. Like for example, if I want to print out the second, I can print out this second. Okay, so it's a mutable order sequence of elements. Okay, so now remember this point: the data inside a list can be a mixture of anything. Okay, it can be a number or it can be a string or anything. Okay, combination of different data types. It doesn't have to be always string. Okay, just for example, I have taken the string over here, but it can be anything. Okay, let me just add one more example so that it can be more clear. All right, so let's get started. Let me just print this out. I've run this cell. Now let's print some of them. Okay. So for example, if I want to print the first element, okay. So remember in Python, indexing starts with zero. Okay. So this is the zeroth element, first element, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Okay. Six elements. Okay. Although there are seven elements, but indexing starts with zero. Okay. So if I want to print the first element in this list, what I will type is the students, a bracket, square bracket, 0. So Python tell me from the students list what is the zeroth element. Okay, so it will say, hey Subham, it's Sam. Similarly, the first element it's Pam, the second element it's Rocky. All right, I hope this is clear. बहुत बेसिक सा चीज था एकदम. Okay, nothing any hype or kind of thing. Now moving on. uh See, notice that the first element in the list is accessed by net index 0. Like I mentioned, indexing starts with 0. Okay. So just remember this point. Okay. It's very important. Okay. कि इसका इंडेक्सिंग 0 से स्टार्ट होता है. ओके, नॉट बाय 1. सो अगर मेरे को फर्स्ट एलिमेंट प्रिंट करना है तो आई विल यूज 0 एंड नॉट 1. नाउ मूविंग ऑन. We can also access our this list from the end also. Like right now we were doing from the beginning. Like अगर मेरे को पहला एलिमेंट चाहिए था तो आई यूज टू टाइप 0. एंड मेरे को यदि आखिरी एलिमेंट चाहिए होता तो सो आई विल टाइप 6 बिकॉज देर आर 7 एलिमेंट्स. सो 7 माइनस 1 6. अच्छा, इसका इससे कोई रिलेशन नहीं है. आई हैव टेकन अ वेरी बैड एग्जांपल. Yeah, so if I wanted to print banner, what I will just type is print students 5. Okay, but in Python you can also start from the end. And just don't get confused. अगर तुम लोग पीछे से start करते हो from the end, you will be using -1 and not -0. Okay, obviously there's no such thing as -0. So अगर 0 अपन लिखते तो वापस से दिक्कत हो जाता. It will understand that we are asking the first one. So in Python, अगर if you want to access your list or any data structure from the end, you use -1. Okay, indexing start from -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. ओके, 6 एलिमेंट 6. बट अगर स्टार्टिंग से स्टार्ट करना है तो 0 1 2 3 4 5. आई होप ये सबको क्लियर होगा. सो या, फ्रॉम द एंड -1 was banner, so banner gets printed. -2 was Nicolostus and -3 was Subham. Alright, let's move on. So yeah, what if we try to access something which is not okay present in the list? So we already seen that since only 6 elements are over here, 6 string बोल लो, elements बोल लो, कुछ भी बोल लो. So what if we try to print the 12th one? Okay, we are just curious, we just want to know. So it says, bro, there's an error. It's called index error because the list index is out of range. Okay, index only till 5 is there. Okay, क्योंकि ये सिर्फ 6 एलिमेंट है, so you can just access till 5. There's no such thing as 20 over here. So 20th index कुछ नहीं है. If there was some 20 elements, then you can maybe access. But right now there's no such thing. Just give you an error. Okay, तो आई होप ये वाला चीज भी क्लियर हो गया होगा. एक छोटा सा डाउट होता है. तो अगर तुम लोग को कभी भी तुम लोग को ऐसा कुछ दिखे कि लिस्ट इंडेक्स आउट ऑफ रेंज, तो समझ जाना कि यू आर जब मे बी व्हेन यू आर वर्किंग इन लूप्स एंड ऑल, you will get this kind of error. So just remember, like when you get this error, it means that you are indexing something which is not present in the list. Okay, so let's move further. Membership orders, ये तो बहुत बार डिस्कस कर लिया अब. Now let's discuss like slicing. Okay, yeah, here comes slicing and all. Okay, so slicing क्या है? Okay, so slicing is basically we are slicing of some parts. Okay, like the name only suggests, हम लोग कुछ part को काट, like for example ये एक list है. This is a very big list. Okay, and now if I just want just my name, okay, Subham and Nicholas, I just want these two names from this list. So what I'll do is that I'll just slice it. Okay, And to slice it, we can use range. Okay, I'll show you how to slice it. So for example, let me just print this out. It will be easy for you. So yeah, we just want from the 4th to 7th. Okay, so remember 7 is not considered. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, and this is 4. Okay, so Nicolas is 4th. So Nicolas gets printed. 5th is Banner. 6th is Tony. Banner, Tony. 7th, like 4 से 7 तक. Okay, which means 7 is not included. Okay, so 4th one gets printed, 5th one gets printed, and 6th one gets printed. अगर मेरे को let me just add one more code over here. अगर मेरे को सिर्फ निक्लोस्टर चाहिए, ओके, आई डोंट वांट एनीथिंग एल्स, सो व्हाट आई विल डू इज दैट प्रिंट स्टूडेंट्स. ओके, मेरे को क्या चाहिए था, मेरा नाम का शुभम एंड निक्लोस्टर्स. ओके, अदर्स आर जस्ट रैंडम नेम. आई जस्ट वांट दिस नेम. ओके, सो इट्स 0, 1, 2, 3. सो थर्ड एलिमेंट पे अपन लिखेंगे 3, लिखेंगे अ कॉलन, एंड 3, 4, 5. ओके, एक आगे अपने को जाना होगा. ठीक है, so 3 and 4 we want 3 third element and fourth element. So just type 5 over here and print it out. So it will give us Subham and Nicholas which we wanted. Okay, so अगर सिर्फ शुभम चाहिए, so just mention 4 and it will just give you third element, just Subham. Okay, so I hope ये स्लाइसिंग सबको क्लियर. ऐसा ही चीज एक स्ट्रिंग में भी होता है. Okay, so for example, let me show you with another code. So X में if I have stored Subham, Subham is a string. Okay, and if I want to slice it and I say just let me know from 1 to 3, and let me just run it. So see, 0, 1, 1 is what, U, and like I said 3 is not considered, so 1 से 2 तक U and B are the two characters, so it printed U and B. So ये स्लाइसिंग सब हर जगह पे काम करता है. इट्स नॉट लाइक कि सिर्फ लिस्ट के लिए. आई हैव आल्सो मेंशनड इट ओवर हियर, लिस्ट और स्ट्रिंग दोनों के लिए. ओके, so you can slice the list using this method. Just slice it with some range, and I've shown you with example over here. मैंने लाइव भी तुमको एक एग्जांपल दिखा दिया. एंड नाउ व्हाट इफ यू वांट टू स्लाइस फ्रॉम द एंड. ओके, अगर तुमको पीछे से स्लाइस करना, लाइक कि 7th क्या है, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. ओके, या सो अगर तुमको लाइक एंड से स्लाइस करना, तो व्हाट यू कैन डू इज दैट just print this out, slice from the end. So end तक का पूरा सब चीज आ जाएगा. Like here till now you were defining some range ना, कि मेरे को 7 तक चाहिए या 3rd तक चाहिए, but now तुमको end तक पूरा सब चीज चाहिए. For example you want शुभम से लेके end तक जो भी है सब print हो जाए, but you don't know कि कितना है. Okay, right now you don't know that how much elements are there in the string. So what you can simply do is that you can just type 7 और 3 over here. शुभम 3 से स्टार्ट होता है, so 3, and if I print this out, तो शुभम से लेके सब चीज प्रिंट हो जाएगा. सी, शुभम से लेके सब चीज प्रिंट हो गया. ओके, आई होप ये सबको क्लियर हो गया होगा. एंड आई हैव टेकन एन एग्जांपल ऑफ स्ट्रिंग आल्सो. सो स्टूडेंट एक में एक वेरिएबल है, ये स्टूडेंट है, ये स्टूडेंट है, कंफ्यूज मत हो जाना. और इसमें एक सी वेरी स्टोर्ड है स्ट्रिंग. सो स्ट्रिंग को भी स्लाइस कर सकते हैं सिमिलर वे. सो इसमें भी सेम चीज तरीका है. लाइक इफ आई जस्ट वांट द ऑल द एलिमेंट्स फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट. ओके, सो एरी पूरा प्रिंट हो गया. ओके, नाउ स्लाइस फ्रॉम द बिगनिंग. अब मेरे को एंड से स्टार्टिंग से लेके थर्ड एलिमेंट तक सब्जेक्ट सब चीज चाहिए. ओके, जस्ट इग्नोर दिस 4. ऑलवेज रिमेंबर कि थर्ड तक अपने को सब चीज चाहिए, तो चारों चीज प्रिंट हो जाएंगी. ओके, 0, 1, 2, 3 तीनों प्रिंट हो गया. आई होप दिस इज क्लियर. बहुत इजी चीज है एकदम. लाइक स्लाइसिंग इज अ वेरी इजी पार्ट and you will be using this a lot. Okay, so I hope this is covered. Now, yeah, length of the list and string. So we have already covered this thing कि length कैसे check करते हैं using the function len. So you can, like I mentioned, function है तो तुम किसी के लिए भी use कर सकते हो. So you are even getting the what's the number of character in student and what's the number of elements in students the list. Okay, so दोनों अलग अलग चीज बता रहा है. Okay, now moving on. Let's see what we have over here. Another thing that the board support are membership operators. Okay, again membership operators we are coming. So string में भी हमने membership operator discuss किया था, right? So in not in we discussed these two operators in our previous session. Now just we are checking for string. So if I print this out, it will say false false. Here is not in greeting is a string. So if I just wanted to know if this string is present in over here, so it says is not present or her present nahi hai, it says present hai. Okay, and now you must be thinking कि her तो present नहीं है, I only see hello and there, right? So now if you will just focus more, you can see that her, it's there. Okay, python doesn't discriminate, like इसको दो अलग word नहीं समझता. Okay, everything is like same for her. Okay, so यदि मैं यहाँ पे करता, so it will say true and false क्योंकि her is there, right? See, her is there. Okay, तो आई होप ये सबको क्लियर हो गया होगा. बहुत इजी सा चीज था. सेम सिमिलरली सेम इन स्टूडेंट्स. जो स्टूडेंट्स याद है ना, अपना एक लिस्ट था. सो वी आर चेकिंग क्या सैम उस स्टूडेंट का लिस्ट में प्रेजेंट है. ओके, वेदर सैम इज देयर इन दैट लिस्ट ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स. सो या इट्स ट्रू, सैम इज देयर. सैम नॉट इन स्टूडेंट, false. Okay, because Sam is there. Okay, now mutability and order. I think it's very obvious, like mutable, like list are mutable. Okay, you can change. Okay, like for example मेरे को जो second है 0 1 2 रॉकी, रॉकी को चेंज करके मेरे को बैन लिखना है. like maybe रॉकी ने स्कूल छोड़ दिया. now I want Rocky to be replaced with Ben. Okay, or maybe some kind of reason was there. Okay, so if I print it out students again, it will say Sam, Pen, Ben. Okay, Rocky gets replaced. Okay, so that's why strings are mutable. एंड इट्स ऑर्डर लाइक आई मेंशनड एक ऑर्डर्ड है कि इसका ऑर्डर इसका 0 पे आता है. अगर इफ यू टाइप 1 सैम विल नेवर गेट प्रिंटेड. ओके, इफ यू टाइप 2 ऑलवेज रॉकी विल गेट प्रिंटेड. ओके, so it's a mutable and ordered. Okay, and let's see some more example. Okay, these are the same thing. Yeah, same goes with string also. Okay, string में भी तुम कर सकते हो. Okay, like for example let me print this out. या सो सी, स्ट्रिंग में जैसे तुम ये कोई एक को चेंज करते हो, सो यू गेट एन एरर. व्हाई? बिकॉज दे आर इम्यूटेबल. ओके, आई थिंक ये हम लोग डिस्कस भी किया था ऊपर इन द या immutable. So you get this kind of thing in list, but you don't get this kind of thing in string. Where we uh, yeah, mutability. So list में तुम change कर सकते हो. If you want Rocky to be replaced with Ben, you can easily replace it, but you can do this kind of thing in string. Okay, so here's the thing about mutability and immutability. Okay, just definition, you can read it out yourself. Order, like I said, there's an order. स्ट्रिंग और लिस्ट दोनों ऑर्डर रहते हैं. लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल यहाँ पे मैं यदि दिखाऊं तुम्हें, फॉर एग्जांपल इफ आई वांट टू प्रिंट कि लाइक स्टूडेंट में व्हाट्स द थर्ड कैरेक्टर. ओके, no error. So now if I print it, it will say R. See, R. Why? Because it's an ordered. Okay, इसका ordered है. So similarly same thing list में भी है. So list and string both are ordered, but list is mutable and string is not mutable. Okay, I hope ये सबको clear हो गया होगा. You can go through the definition yourself. Okay, now let's see what we have over here. Okay, so lists are different from strings as they are mutable and can be seen from the example below. So some example, I will just run it, you can see. Okay, now some useful functions. Okay, जिससे तुम लोग को like you should get familiar with this. Okay, len, we have already covered this. It returns how many elements are there in the list. The same thing it used to do in the string also. In string it used to return how many characters are there, and in list it returns how many elements are there. So for example 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. So when if I do len of students, it will give me 11. Okay, max was written the greatest element of a list. So सबसे बड़ा element क्या है list में वो return करता है. Mean obviously name suggest smallest, sorted, sort करके दे देता है तुमको list. Okay, from smallest to largest. Okay, and remember this one thing, when you use sorted it doesn't change the original list. Okay, ये बात याद रखना. Well, let me show you from example. I think yeah. So if you can see, I have used max function to check what's the max function from the students. Okay, so if you see S P R S N B T P, so if you see the like the largest letter T, so like I said, Python character नहीं समझता, right? So first it will encode it. So T gets encoded into a number. Okay, similarly B also gets encoded to a number. Since T is the number which comes like after everything, like S P के सबके बाद T आता है, so T is the largest. Okay, so Tony gets printed. Same with student, a string है, string में सबसे अपने को largest चाहिए, so Y is the largest. Okay, I hope this is clear.
Shubham,
Yeah,
please emphasize on negative indexing a bit.
yeah, sure. Okay, so I think negative indexing we covered now. So, for example, if I wanted to print from the end, okay, like I think I have covered it at the later. Yeah, sorry. Oh, yeah, yeah, okay, okay, sure, sure. I'll just mention it over at the end. Okay, okay. So, from the negative indexing, like हमने पहले भी cover किया था, like if I want to print the last element from the last, you can just use -1 and you can just print it out. Okay, it's Diana, the last element. So same as with list and string, सब में same चीज है. Starting से start करते हो तो 0 and from ending it's -1. Okay, and हम लोग ये और cover करेंगे in depth. Okay, like we'll be slicing में जब हम लोग देखेंगे तो और ये चीज cover करेंगे. But for now, I hope ये clear है कि like and just अगर हम लोग को like from the end if you want to know, you can use -1 and from the beginning you use 0. Indexing is like this. Okay, now moving on, sorted. So let me just show you the function of this sorted. So it sort students in the like B comes first, then C, then D, H, and P, R. So now if I print characters, it gets sorted. But like I mentioned one thing, if I print students again, okay, it will not be in the sorted order manner. So if you see, yeah, see. So characters are in sorted order, but students are still in the same way. Why? Because we mentioned when you use sorted function, it doesn't change the original list. Okay. So our original list was students. It doesn't get changed. We just stored it in a new variable. Okay. Character is a new variable where we stored it, but our original list remains unchanged. Okay. It's like this only. I hope ये सबको clear हो गया होगा. Now gets next function is join. Okay, so we can join two things. So for example, jack or lantern, if I want to join it, I'll just run it and jack o lantern अलग अलग line में आ गया. Why? Because we use a new line. Okay, so we can join it using different ways. So maybe if you want just a space, so jack o lantern. So what you use that, you simply first type like how do you want to separate it, then you use this function like dot join. Okay, and then you type the list of strings and all which you want to join it together. Okay, so I hope this is also clear. A very basic example. Let's just change it again. Yeah. So yeah, you can obviously join it with other things, with dash, jack o' lantern, anything. Okay. Now, yeah, remember this point. You should separate everything with a comma. Okay. all the items in your list should be separated with a comma. If you don't separate it, it will return an error. Okay, so remember this part. Next is the append one. So you can append something in the list. Okay, so for example, you have a list and you if you want to add something at the end. Okay, so if I run this, A, B, C, D, E also gets added. Okay, so E gets added at the end. This is how you append something in the list using append function. Okay, all right. So now we have a quiz over here. So I hope you guys are ready. So let's play some quiz. I'll be showing you the question and you can answer your you can just type in the code in the event discussion channel. Okay, let's go. So find the second biggest number in a list of this. Okay, so this is your question. You have to find the second biggest number. I hope the question is visible to you guys. I'll just zoom in a bit. I'll even paste this one in the chat box. So you have to find the biggest, second biggest number in this list. Okay. So just send us your code. All right. Right. So just let me know if your guys are solving it. Okay. All right. I already see someone typing in the chat box. That's pretty quick. Okay. It's already. Oh my God. It's already around 12, and we have a lot to cover. Guys, please fast. Be fast. Just or should I just go to the solution? Because I think it's already 12. Okay. So just let me know because I think we are going a little bit slow. Mm, nope. Srijit, wrong. Actually, like how are you sure? Like the second one is like maybe the highest element is present more than one times, no? You sorted it right. That's correct. But how are you sure that the first element will be the second largest? Might be like even if you check the example, 56 is occurring two times, right? Yeah. Alright, so I will just go to the solution because it's already 12 and we already have two more topics to cover. So yeah, so you just sort it, okay, and then you just count how many times this the largest element is present, okay. So I'll just show you very quickly. So 56 is present two times, right? So what the count will do is that it will count how many times this 56 is present in this list and it will store it, okay. And now once it has stored, for example 56 दो बार आ रहा है, okay, 56 is present two times, so I get stored two. So let me, if I just to make it more simple for you guys, I also print I also, okay, and if I run it, I will correct, and the second largest element gets printed 54. Why? Because indexing starts from 0, guys. Remember this thing. So 0, 1 was also 56, 1 is also 56. The second one will obviously be the second largest element. Okay. So I hope ये सबको clear हो गया होगा. If not, please ask in the chat box. They will help you out. We are very short of time. We have to cover a lot. So tuples. Okay, let's get started with tuples. So what's the difference between the tuple and list? So see, tuple is immutable. Remember this. लिस्ट को तुम लोग म्यूटेट कर सकते हो. ओके, लिस्ट यू कैन चेंज इट, मॉडिफाई इट, but tuples are immutable. Okay, so consider this example xyz coordinates. Let me just run it real quick. Okay, yeah, so 4 5 9. Okay, you can check this like okay, first of all, vector, the tuple is represented with brackets. Okay, this bracket. So you use this normal parenthesis to represent a tuple. लिस्ट को हम लोग रिप्रेजेंट करते थे विद स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट. आई होप you everyone remember this. This is the basic difference between list and a tuple. And the third one is that tuple को तुम लोग change नहीं कर सकते हो. So we'll see an example over here. Yeah. So tuples are similar to list. They store an ordered collection of objects and can be accessed by the indices. So like हम लोग यहाँ पे access किए कि zeroth element is 4, first element is 5th, second element is 9. Okay. And unlike list, tuples are immutable. We can't add, remove items from tuple or sort them in place. Okay. The parentheses are optional when defining tuples, and programmers frequently omit them if parentheses clarify the code. Okay, so it's just like it's not mandatory to use parentheses. It's fine, but it's just like you say na, like a common like we always use it. Okay, to clear code. Okay, so you can even represent your tuple like this. Location may 108 and 92 point something hai, and we stored it in latitude and longitude, two variables, and we formatted it. So I'll just run it quick. So format हम लोग अभी just पढ़े थे. We just learned format in the previous one. Okay, so यहाँ पे in the curly bracket यहाँ पे ये code आ जाएगा, the location, latitude and longitude. Okay, now let's move to the, like, tuples are not that big thing, same as list. The only difference is that you can't mutate a tuple. Okay, you can modify it. So yeah, I think this example will help you out. Okay, so T2012 is -6. So Z coordinates minus. Okay, here also it doesn't come. For example, if I want T of 2 to be now equals to 3, okay, I want to change it. And now I say print T. See, error. ये बता रहा है यहाँ पे error है. Tuple object does not support item assignment. So you can't mutate your tuple. You can't change. एक बार इसमें ये element stored हो गया -6, so there will be -6. Okay, okay. Just remove it. Let's move on to the sets. Now, what is set? Set is a data type for mutable unordered collection. There's no such thing as ordered over here. See, हम लोग sets tuple, you will use it very less. Okay, tuple, maybe you will use tuple. See, mostly in Python you will be using list and dictionary. Okay, we'll be covering dictionary in today's session, today's evening session. Okay, and right now we are just covering list, tuple, sets, and strings. Okay, so just to be quick, one application of set is to remove duplicates from a list. Okay, since it doesn't allow duplicates. So for example, we have a list of numbers. So यहाँ पे तुम लोग देख सकते हो that you can see that there are one is repeated 3 times. Okay, and 6 is also repeated 2 times. So now if I want to remove all these duplicate items from my list, so what I do is that I convert it into a set. So you define it using the set variable. Let me just give some spaces. Okay, yeah, so you just create another new variable, and तुमने इस list को set में convert कर दिया. Okay, by using this set. And now if I print it out, so see, the first one was a list. We printed the type. Now we converted into a set, and now we printed the unique nums. So in unique nums you can see 1 2 3 and 6 are only present. Okay, you can't do 1 1 1 again. And what is the type? It's a set, as it mentioned. Okay, now sets also support the membership operator in. Okay, and you can add elements to sets using the add method and remove method. Let me just run it quick. How much time it is? It's already past 12. Okay, so yeah, we define a set like this using the curly brackets. List को हम लोग स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट से डिफाइन करते थे. And one more thing, tuple को हम लोग sorry, with this bracket. Okay, parenthesis. And sets you define it using the curly bracket. Okay, so if I want to check if watermelon is present in fruit, so I just let me print this out. So it will say false, it doesn't have watermelon. Okay, if I want to add watermelon to it, I use the method add. Okay, like we mentioned, you can add elements to it using the add method. method and remove elements using the pop method. I think you must be familiar with this word pop. Okay, so you can add a new item to your set using dot add. Okay, so watermelon gets added to your set, and you use now the pop method to pop something. Okay, so it removes an element. Okay, so let me just run it, show it to you. So yeah, where it is, yeah. So fruit dot add watermelon, it adds a watermelon to it. I have printed a fruit, so you can see banana, watermelon, apple, orange, grapefruit. Okay, and remember one thing, I think, yeah, it's unordered, guys. कोई ऑर्डर नहीं है. So for example, अगर you have written it this order, apple, banana, orange, grapefruit, it's like there's no chance that it will again like there might be a chance that it will again be printed in this order. But as you can see, banana, watermelon, apple, orange, grapefruit, so it's not ordered. Okay, there's no such thing as ordering over here. So that means you can't access an element through like fruit 0, fruit 1. Okay, so now if you want to remove some element, you type fruit dot pop and it removes any random element from it. Okay, so yeah, thank you guys. So it's already past 2. So now if you guys have any doubts, you can ask. Otherwise, we will wrap it up, and we'll be having the next thing in our next session in the evening. In the evening, it might be a long session. Okay, we'll try to cover all the things which we have missed over here. Okay. So guys, any doubts? And this time I'll be sharing the proper link about it. Okay, just share it now. Yeah, so I've copied it and I pasted it. Yeah, Toothless. Sorry about that. Okay, we can cover right now, I think. Let's just make it a simple example. Okay. Yeah. So Miss Ting introduced herself to a girl, and the girl told her, reversing your name forms my name. Okay. So tell me what's the name of the girl? It's a very simple question. So remember, Sting is the name. Okay. And when you reverse Sting, the name of the girl is formed. Okay. So you have to print the name of the girl. What is the name of the girl? Just to give you a hint, slicing यूज होगा यहाँ पे. Okay. So let me know if any of you guys are solving, or else we'll just wrap our session. And guys, we will be having our the third session in the evening at 5 p.m. Okay. We'll also announce it in our server. Don't worry about that. But just to remind you all, our next session will be at 5 p.m. Okay. Alright, so let me just show you the solution. Okay. So we stored the name Sting in a variable called name. Okay. And what we did was that I think I forgot to mention this. So let me just show you quick. Okay, what does it does? Okay, so see, this double columns, okay, what it does is, what it's doing is that from the negative index -1, so the negative -1, so from previously it's covering everything. Okay, so I think I will have to take an example to explain it. Okay, and how to show this one, because it's very often that, like, to reverse it you use this double colon -1. Basically, you, this one is the for rows and this is the columns, and that you go from the negative index. Example, if I mention it over here, so just the this previous one gets printed. Okay, like after an interval of two, like how do you say this, like k, then I, then s, like it just keep at a two times. Okay, I think I will need a better example to explain this. I think I forgot to add this part in my notebook. Okay, so see, it's basically simple. What you are doing is that, like you are taking everything, okay, and you are starting, you are telling them to print this out in a step of one. Okay, and you in a step of one from the end. Okay, -1 signifies that, okay, कि हम लोग पीछे से स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं. ओके, सो पीछे से एक के इंटरवल में लेट अस प्रिंट, सो इट विल प्रिंट KNITS nits. Okay, similarly, if we specify -2 or -3, so what we'll do is it will, at an interval of, at a step of 3, it will print. So K gets printed, then T gets printed, and then there is nothing else. So yeah, K gets printed, T gets printed, and there is nothing else. So nothing gets printed. Okay, so ये छोटा सा part था. I'll try to add this in my second notebook. Okay, I think I missed out this part. Okay, so if you have any doubt from today's, just let me know. Toothless, yesterday we also mentioned that you can't use some keywords, right? Yeah. And like never use like this str or dict or list. Okay, it's fine, you can use, there's no such thing, but always like use some x and y, okay, to store some variable. Okay, or maybe just name, you can type name, name. Okay, remember, always keep your variables in that way, so that if other also reads your code, they are able to figure it out. Okay, so for example, like if I didn't see the question. Okay, I don't know the question, but if I'm reading your code, I'm not sure like what is this. Like if you have added miss, then it's fine, obviously it's a name. But if you, अगर तुमने name नहीं add किया, like miss, obviously miss is not a name ना. Why have you added this? Stink is just the name. So stink is the name of that person. So if I just see stink, I won't be able to figure out that what is stink. Okay, so always keep the name of your variable in that way. Okay, and remember, it creates a great value also. Okay, if you do this kind of thing. Okay, so we are already past our time. So guys, let me know in the chat box, and I think I've shared the link. I'll just pin the link. Okay, all right guys, so thank you for joining today's session. I have shared the link of this notebook in the event discussion channel. Just let me know if you are able to access that link. Okay, and we'll meet soon again at 5 p.m. today. All right guys, thank you for joining.